we're in the phase of fine-tuning the separate pieces. This is where we were, and after going through each piece and updating the grooms, added a few strands, modified some strands, we end up with something like this. So I basically went over each piece and adjusted the clumping, added the sideburns. Process was the same as the eyebrows. By comparison, this is what we had before. Seemingly not that different, but you can see the difference in additional strands placed and some adjustments in the flow of the hair itself. Same goes for the party. This is what we started off with, and this is where we ended up. Now it's flowing with the rest of the hair. There is a once-over pass to kind of tie all the pieces together. So let's do this again, before and after. What we do need that I haven't covered is the beard. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Same process applies. Create a groom node. We are going to be using a texture to designate the growth area. So I'm going to take the eyebrow network and copy it over. Growth geo is the same, so that's good. We just need to update the eyebrow groom to the beard groom. We don't have anything in the groom yet, so we can adjust that. Beard groom. And let's point this to the beard density. Here we go. Let's just call this you can see that the map is working. Let's update the display, and that looks pretty dense. So let's drop this down to, let's say 5%. We just need to see the boundaries of the growth area. Now we do need strands. In this case, we actually do want to populate at mesh points, and we also want to set the segment length. You can leave it at 0.1, that'll be fine. What else do we need to adjust? Now let's mirror by the x-axis, and we can start applying strands at mesh points. It'll only be adding a strand per vertex point, so we shouldn't worry about adding duplicate strands. We just need to cover the entire beard area with strands. Looks like we have achieved that. So even though it's a 5 o'clock shadow, we do want to add some direction to the guide so that it's not simply straight out. And for anybody that's familiar with beards, they don't always flow in a uniform direction. We will only be seeing a very small amount of the hair itself, so we can be a little bit loose with the direction. And we got a rough beard, but we're working towards a 5 o'clock shadow, so we're not actually going to be seeing much of this. So I don't think we need these many points, so let's drop this down to 1. And what we want to do is drop the length multiplier, drop it to what would be an acceptable 5 o'clock shadow. So let's try 0.1. We want it to be really short, but not so short that we don't actually see it in the render. And even though it's really short, you can still kind of see a change in direction. If we didn't have the groom node, we would just end up with something like this. This will help to really settle the look. So now We have the hair pretty well worked out. We have the eyebrows, eyelashes, beard. So I think we can call the groom's first pass done. Now we want to move into look dev, which means adding shaders and lighting. So we'll be doing that next.